Hi, this is National Sales Director Auri Hatheway, and thank you for being on for Class 2 of Driven Mary Kay University. Real quickly, I just want to talk about last week. I forgot to give you one of your challenges. I asked you to imagine yourself walking into your Mary Kay parties and appointments, booking 3 second dates, selling 3 miracle sets, and completing 3 Mary Kay marketing surveys, okay? And I want to ask you, how did that feel? And every time you think about Mary Kay, you're just going to envision yourself and envision yourself and envision yourself doing this. And I'm going to give you a $1 million tip to keep this vision in your mind over and over and over again. And every time you think about Mary Kay, this is what I want you to see yourself doing. As I said last week, we're not going towards our dreams, we're coming from them. You want to revisit that dream come true over and over and over again. All right, so what I forgot to share with you last week, your challenge is to write an affirmation, and you're going to record it in your own voice in audio, and you're going to send it to your Mary Kay sales director. There's audio functions on most smartphones, but if not, there's an app called Voxer, and you can use Voxer, and that's what it looks like on the bottom right-hand corner of my phone. You can use Voxer as a way to record audios, and then you're going to share it with your Mary Kay sales director, okay? All right, so class 1, manage your time and manage your money. If you've already received your Mary Kay University packet and manual, one of the things that you should have received in there are Mary Kay skincare class cheat sheet labels. So it's just 2 sheets of labels. They look just like this. And it tells you what page in your beauty book to put them on, so you can teach a skincare class right away. It has one for your front cover. It tells you to put things on page 2, a place to write in your eye story. One of the coolest things about these labels is you don't need to know what to say. You can just read right off of your labels, and nobody knows that you're cheating. And so we call them cheat sheet labels. If you are teaching a time-wise repair party, it does tell you what to do at that party. If you're teaching a botanical party or a clear proof party with our acne set, it has a way to teach that. So it's not just for a miracle set party, but it does say that if you are teaching a miracle set party, then you're not going to teach on clear proof. It just has the label there just in case. So put those labels into your beauty book and get ready to teach some amazing facials, parties, and appointments. And these are your skincare class cheat sheet labels. All right. So let's get started with time and money management. And if you are looking at page 3, immediately you'll see this image up on the top right-hand corner, and it says, "But I don't have enough time." And I want you to remember there are 168 hours in a week. We use 56 hours to sleep, assuming we sleep 8 hours a night, 42 hours for eating, commuting, family time, getting ready, all of that. 40 hours a week to work, and that leaves 30 hours a week. Enough time to pursue your dreams. So when you see it this way, you realize we really have all the time we need to have an additional stream of income. And so you are so smart because you're a business owner and you decided to take advantage of that, okay? But I'm going to share with you why I chose to teach Manage Your Time and Manage Your Money as before I taught you about the income producing activities, because the #1 reason that businesses fail is because of a mismanagement of time and of money. And it has been said that time is money. And so I want to give you tools for success right here, right up front, to help you manage your time and your money better. And so there is a little toolbox in your manual, and inside that toolbox you're going to see 3 tools for success. And these tools for success are your weekly plan sheet. Your weekly plan sheet is going to plan out your week for you. Then you're going to see your 6 most important things to-do list, and that's going to plan out your day for you. And then you're going to see a weekly accomplishment sheet. So let's get started with our weekly plan sheet, and I'm going to give you the definition if you're filling in the blanks here. Your weekly plan sheet is a success tool to design your intentional week, to include the IPAs for your successful Mary Kay business. A success tool to design your intentional week, to include the IPAs for your successful Mary Kay business, and then you color code in your time block. So we're going to recap from last week. IPAs are income producing activities, and they're right there on the very next page inside of a little toolbox, and they are book, sell, coach, recruit, help a team member, and everything else, okay? And so I just want you to remember that we're focused on income producing activities. Well, we have to plan ahead. We have to carve out our time. So one of the challenges I'm going to give you this week is to just get your weekly plan sheet done. And I'm going to review through one real quickly and through all the colors inside of this weekly plan sheet. And so if you're looking inside of your manual, you're going to see a sample weekly plan sheet that we have there, and you're gonna see that red is your date night, you know, with your honey. Green are Mary Kay income producing activities: book, coach, sell, recruit. Those are them, all four. And then orange is anything that's fun. So if getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and going to the gym is fun, that's orange. Blue is your job, yellow is your spiritual time, and pink is non-income producing activities. For example, this training that you're taking right now with Mary Kay University would be pink and not green. You do need it in order to make money. So you'll notice, and I just, you know, picked a normal person who has a 9-to-5 job and has a commute and has kids. So her kids are in soccer every Monday and every Wednesday. They have practice and they have games on Saturday mornings. And she's chosen to hold her Mary Kay parties and appointments Friday night for makeovers and Saturday 2 parties. And then Saturday night, she takes a night off with her honey, okay? Sunday is an entire family day. And then, of course, we have our church time in the middle of the day there, and you'll see some quiet time during the week, up in the morning, and she goes to the gym during her lunch break Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but she makes calls during her lunch break Tuesdays and Thursdays. And every day after work on her commute home, she makes calls because she has a Bluetooth, and that's really safe. You'll notice that Thursday nights is her weekly success meeting, and Monday nights, her sales director has a unit conference call. So these are the things you're gonna put into your weekly plan sheet. Why is this the very first thing I'm teaching you? Because if you don't do this, you may as well close down the doors to your business. That is how absolutely important it is. Zig Ziglar said, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. One of the phenomenons that I see happen with brand new business owners is that they're so absolutely exciting. They're so excited, to get a Mary Kay business going, and they're just trying to cram in Mary Kay wherever they can, however they can, and next thing they know, they look up and their family can't stand Mary Kay because they didn't take the time to create a weekly plan sheet that their family got to help them create it, okay? And so I just want to make sure that you guys know that it is so important. It is so absolutely important that you sit down with your family and create healthy boundaries. Get your family involved in this process. Like, your kids can put labels on the product, and maybe your son can unpack your car, and everybody's gonna work together to make a dream a reality so that we can go to Disney World, so that we can pay for ballet and karate lessons, so that we can, and you fill in the blank, whatever that looks like. But you wanna get your family on board. You know, give your husband the sales receipts and the money bag and let him go do the deposits at the bank. Get him involved in that way. And so the weekly plan sheet allots for all of this to happen, and then you just color code it. So inside your university packet, one of the things that you got was a weekly plan sheet. It looks just like this, and you're gonna make sure you fill it out, and then you get to pull out your super fun highlighters and highlight the whole thing. And you're gonna take a picture of it and send it to your sales director. There'll be a copy on your refrigerator, and then the physical copy, you fold it in half, and it's gonna go inside of your Mary Kay date book. One of the things that came inside of your Mary Kay starter kit was a Mary Kay date book, and it looks just like this. And you're gonna put your weekly plan sheet inside of your date book, okay? Just like that, all right? And one of the cool things you're gonna do is, using your weekly plan sheet that you just put in there, you're gonna pink out your date book. What does that mean? This beauty consultant has her meetings on Thursday nights. So Thursday nights, she can schedule guests. Friday nights are her makeovers, and she does 2 parties on Saturday after soccer. So she's gonna pink out her date book so that when you are closing out your customers at the individual close, you already know when you're available. You don't have to go, oh, I don't know if I can that weekend. You need to put absolutely everything into your date book. That way you know your availability. So you're gonna pink out your date book just like that. Okay, all right, so moving right along to our next tool is our 6 most important things to do list. And our 6 most important things to do list is extremely important because it allows you to design your day. And so let me give you the definition. It's a success tool to design your intentional day to include the IPAs for your successful Mary Kay business, and then you prioritize the list. So the reality is most people live according to the week, right? So you go to work on Monday, and the weekend starts on Friday, and you go to church on Sunday, or you watch football on Sunday, right? So the week goes according, your life goes according to the week. So if you don't plan the week, it's really hard to plan the day. So we've got to chunk it down. Once you finish your weekly plan sheet and you have your week done, you don't ever have to do that activity again. Your week just repeats. You don't have to do one every single week. You've got the whole week done forever. That's it. It's the same weekly plan sheet. I work my Mary Kay business on Monday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday one appointment. It's just, you just know it. You just absolutely know it. Well, once you've got that down, then you can use the 6 most important things to-do list to prioritize your day. So the 6 most important things to-do list is a really, really cool list. And I want to tell you guys a story. It's inside the Mary Kay autobiography. But Charles Schwab used to be a consultant, and he was invited into this company by their CEO to help their executives be more efficient. So he taught the executives this really cool tip, and he told the owner of the company, don't pay me, in 3 months send me a check for whatever you think my advice was worth. Well, the owner of the company sent Charles Schwab a $30,000 check. Well, in 1963, if you added the time value of money to $30,000, guess how much that would be worth today? $238,255.26. I'm going to repeat that. Today, you would have gotten a check for $238,255, Charles Schwab. That's what $30,000 was worth back then. So next to 6 most important things to do list, can you put equals a 6-figure income? That is what Charles Schwab taught all the executives. He taught them to clear their desk at the end of every night, make a list of everything they had to do, and to prioritize it by the 6 most important things to do they had to do the next day. And they were not allowed to react to anything until they had proactively done these 6 things. And so this in our business is so absolutely important, because when you do this at night, you dump your brain onto a piece of paper. Guess what really cool thing happens? All night long while you're sleeping, your brain works on making it a reality. Have you ever written down a things to do list and the next day you had a really productive day and everything got checked off and you were so excited? Well, that's because your brain all night worked on overcoming every objection that would come your way the next day to guarantee your success, to make sure that it happened. So if you want that, you have to do a 6 most important things to do list, okay? Well, guess what? There's one on every single page of your Mary Kay date book. Every single page of your date book has a 6 most important things to do list. And so you want to write in every single day, I'm going to book, I'm going to coach, I'm going to sell, who am I going to, and you just write in the name and the number, the name and the number. And so that is just a screenshot directly off of our Mary Kay date book. Every single day, there's a 6 most important things to do list, making it really easy. Next to sell, if you would write 2 + 2 + 2, how do you follow up with your customers with their sales? Well, Mary Kay asked us to make sure that we follow up with our customers every 2 days, in 2 days after they purchase the product, so that we make sure that it's out of their car and in their bathroom, in 2 weeks, because by then they're seeing results and their skin looks great, and it's about time that we're having our second date with them. And in 2 months, because you can imagine, guess what? It's time for their reorder, okay? And so when you enter in a customer sales ticket on Mary Kay in Touch, it'll give you an option to select 2 + 2 + 2 as the form of follow-up. And guess what? It shows up on your Mary Kay calendar on Mary Kay in Touch. Her name and her number. Next to it, it says 2 + 2 + 2, so that you know who to follow up with, so that you can give great customer service. So this is our 6 most important things to do list, all right? Now let's move on to, one quote here by John Maxwell that I love. Success is hidden in your daily routine. If you were to step into my life, I want you just to warn you, it would be really consistent and monotonous, which is so sexy, right? Like, I just want you to know I do the same thing every single day, or at least every single week. And so I think so many people want success, like, oh my goodness, look at their life, it's such a cool life. But really successful people have a very simple routine that they just repeat over and over and over and over. When you think about people who are healthy and fit, it's real boring. Like, they consistently eat the same things, they make healthy choices, and they go to gym 2 to 3 times a week. They work out. I mean, there's nothing sexy about it, but they look awesome. They look sexy, right? And so you want success. Success is sexy, but the daily routine is not. You got to adapt the daily routine. All right, moving on to our third tool, the weekly accomplishment sheet. I love the weekly accomplishment sheet. It's so awesome. Not only is it an online success tool, but it also calculates your paycheck, and it also calculates your pay per hour. So let's fill in our blanks. An online success tool to track your business on a weekly basis. The weekly accomplishment sheet, which from now on we'll call a WAS, tracks your weekly paycheck and your pay per hour. You can find it on Mary Kay in Touch in the My Business Tools, in the Business Tools menu, and it's the very last option, weekly accomplishment sheet. And there's a screenshot in your manual of a weekly accomplishment sheet. You can see that you put in your hours, how many guests attended, how many orders, how many bookings. SCS stands for skincare sets sold. And then if it was a class and on the go or whatever, the sales go there. It calculates your estimated weekly profit and your earnings per hour on the bottom right-hand corner. And let me share with you guys a weekly plan sheet. And this is the weekly plan sheet that I'm going to share with you guys right now, is of a Mary Kay beauty consultant who, and oh, I gotta find it. She was our queen this week. Okay, where did she go? I just had it. Oh, I just lost it. Let me get it up real quick. I'll have it up in a second. But when you look at her weekly plan sheet, as soon as accomplishment sheet, as soon as I get it up here, almost there, okay. Sorry about that. Here she is, okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is the weekly accomplishment sheet of our queen, Cheryl. And you'll notice that Cheryl had a hostess, Mary, and she was there 2.6 hours, and she had 12 guests and 12 orders and 11 bookings, which is awesome. And to the 11, I wrote, send a handwritten thank you / reminder card to remind them about their next appointment with you. She sold 5 skincare sets and had $890 in sales. The other thing I said was to write a thank you card to Mary, and did she invite her to be her guest at Monday Night Live, MNL. Cheryl has had $24,549 in sales, and this sheet, just by entering in the hours and the amount she sold, will automatically calculate her profit. She had $356 in profit, and her earnings per hour, $136.92. All day, every day, that is what we want to make. Now here's the weekly accomplishment sheet, and I have her permission to show this to you. She did not enter in any hours. Notice she left it completely blank, so it said 0 hours. So even though her profit was $279 this week, because she didn't enter in her hours, it says that her earnings per hour was 0. What is that? That's crazy. Okay, so we want to make sure that we don't forget to put in the hours, even if it was a quick delivery, on-the-go sale. You'll see this, $79 to Ivanho Sanchez. If you put in 0.25, that was 15 minutes. 0.25 is a quarter of an hour, right? So 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. That would make a difference. What if she had had a hostess? This Miriam Ayala looks like she was a hostess with $260 in sales, and I was there 2 hours. I'll put 2 hours here. Let's pretend everybody else was her guest. I would put 0, 0, 0, 0, just for example, okay? So you wanna make sure that you don't forget to put the hours. SCS is skincare sets sold. Once you enter in that information, guess what? Which is so cool. It calculates it by itself. By itself, it calculates your profit and it calculates your hourly pay. So I love the weekly accomplishment sheet. And so it's on Mary Kay in Touch, like I told you. When did I fill out my weekly accomplishment sheet? On Sunday nights, my sales director did a conference call. So I just thought it was super easy to do it then. All right, so now that we have done our weekly accomplishment sheet, if you turn the page, let's talk about managing our money. There's 2 definitions here: profit level, having enough products on your shelf to give your customers great service. We're gonna talk a lot about profit level and how to get there. And embezzling. Embezzling is stealing from your business to pay yourself. It's stealing from Peter to pay Paul, and you are Peter and you are Paul. So let's just get an example going here. You started your Mary Kay business, you used the Chase Mary Kay credit card at 0%, you came in as a star consultant, in your first month, you had $2,000 in sales, and you're so excited because your goal was to go to Disney World with your family. And now you have this $2,000, and you take your family on a mini vacation to Disney World, and you spend all $2,000. Well, in your first month in business, you did sell a miracle set to your cousin, and 2 months later, she calls you and says, hey, I'm running out of my miracle set. I need one. And you're like, oh, I don't have one. I'm going to order it, and it'll be here in a week. And your cousin's like, yeah, sure, when it comes in. Well, of course you don't have one. You didn't order it because you spent all your money at Disney World, okay? So you're stealing from your business to pay yourself, right? So you're gonna have to place an order, and your cousin's waiting for the product. Well, let's just pretend your cousin has a birthday party she has to go to this weekend. So she goes by the mall. She's gonna go buy a birthday present. And guess what? It's bonus time at the mall. And what does she do? Guess what? She buys her products at the mall to get her gift with purchase, whatever they have for bonus time, okay? And you lost out on a sale. But had you had the product when she called you, you would have made profit, and that's profit level, having enough product on your shelf to give your customers great service. So the purpose of having the product on the shelf is not to buy it all and sell it all, but it's to buy it, and as you sell it, then restock it so that you can give your customers that great customer service, okay? So I'm gonna go through 2 scenarios of if you have all the product you need and you don't owe anything to anybody ever. That is one scenario I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through another scenario that you don't have all the product that you need, okay? And then you basically go into one bucket or into the other bucket. Before I go into those 2 scenarios, I do want to share with you tools that you need to manage your money. You're going to want to have a free checking account. It just has your name on it, and it comes with a debit card, okay? I know Space Coast has free checking, and it's a personal account. That's it. This mine's at Chase. It's a personal checking account. That's super uber simple, okay? Another thing that you're gonna want is if you wanna accept credit cards as a form of payment to your from your customers, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have a ProPay account. Now, if you don't have ProPay, you can't accept credit cards as a form of payment, so make sure that you get ProPay. That's really important, okay? And ProPay is gonna ask you, hey, would you like a free MasterCard to go with that? It's a debit card for your account. It's a prepaid MasterCard. You're gonna say yes, yes, so that you can access the money in that account, okay? And then if you started with a Chase credit card, for example, you probably have a credit card, and that's your business credit card, and you use this as a loan, like an initial loan, okay? And so those are your 3 bank accounts. Now, if you'll notice, when you started off with a 0% credit card, you're never to use this again until it's completely paid off, even if they're giving you bonus points. You're gonna never touch it, never add anything to this until it's completely paid off. There's only one exception to the rule. Let's pretend you started with, I don't know, the $1,200 package, and after doing 2 or 3 parties, you realize, I started too low, I really need more product. Then you can use this again, you get a new balance, and you redivide by the number of months you still have at 0%, okay? That's extremely important that you never use the credit card again until it's completely paid off. All right, so when you get your personal checking account, obviously it comes with a debit card and it comes with a checkbook, and this is how you pay yourself. I highly recommend that you don't open up your personal checking account for your Mary Kay business at the same bank that you do regular business at, so that you are not tempted to commingle funds, because if you commingle funds, not bueno. Okay, also, in order to get tax deductions from our US government, you do need to have a personal checking account. So you do need to have a checking account just for your Mary Kay business, all right? ProPay, people ask me, how do I get the money out of ProPay, Auri? Okay, there's 3 ways to get the money out of ProPay. First of all, with that debit card, that's one way. The second way you can get the money out of ProPay is you can transfer the money from your ProPay account into your bank. Super simple, okay? So you can link them and transfer. And the third way you can get the money out is when you place a product reorder on Mary Kay in Touch. Let's say you place a $400 reorder. It'll say, oh, you have $200 in your ProPay account. Would you like to use it? And you just put yes. And so it links it as well too. So it makes it real simple. All right, so let's talk about these 2 scenarios. You do have all the product that you need, or you don't have all the product that you need. And I'm gonna share these with you. All right, here we go. So option number 1 is you started with a full store, and this is a 3,000 wholesale store. Now, of course, you prepay all the sales tax, and when you sell the product to your customers, you charge them sales tax, and you put the sales tax back into your pocket, okay? So the 3,000 wholesale store initial investment with tax is about $3,600. We're gonna take a 1-year repayment plan, so you're gonna divide that by 12 months, and your monthly payment is $300. Let's pretend that you had $2,000 in sales this month, pre-tax. You're gonna take half and use it to reorder the product that you sold so that when your cousin calls you, you have it. And you're gonna take the other half and that's your income. But at the bottom, we have a monthly payment to make to our initial investment. So 1,000 minus 300 is 700. In your manual, would you please put a little cloud around 700? That is your dream money. That's your dream money. All right, now if you look on the right-hand side, option 2, you start without a full store. And I just picked 2,100 wholesale, and by the time you add tax to 2,100 wholesale, it's 2,400 total. And you're gonna take 1 year to replay it. Again, divide by 12, so your monthly payment is $200 a month. Pre-tax sales is $2,000. And instead of splitting it in half, we suggest you split it 60-40, 60-40. And I'm explaining to you why. You don't have everything you need with the store, so you're owing things to people. And I'm gonna talk about this. So you owe it, you split it 60% to reorder, so you're reordering just a little bit more than you sold. Because 1,200 wholesale will buy you 2,400, okay? And you take 40% as your income, that's $800. From the $800, take off your $200 monthly payment, you have $600 left, and that is your dream money. Put a little cloud around it, okay? All right, let's talk about this 1,200 and restock, okay? So we're gonna talk about 1,200 restock. So let's pretend, you don't have a full store, you have 2,100 wholesale, which is really $4,200 retail. You bought it for $2,100, but you sell it for $4,200. So you have $4,200 on your shelf, and you sold 2,000, almost half of it, okay? And because you don't have everything, you're owing things to people. For example, let's pretend you started with 6 mascaras. We'll just pretend. And after 2 parties, you have sold all your mascaras. You're like, I need more mascaras. Like 6 is not gonna be enough. I might need 8, maybe 10. Okay, so when you go to place your reorder, normally people always ask me, Ari, how do I know what to reorder? Real simple. You literally order one of everything you sold off of your sales tickets, because if this is what you had and you sold this, you're gonna reorder it, okay? So you order one of everything that you sold. Well, I sold 6 mascaras, so I've got 6 mascaras in my shopping cart, but I really want more. Like, that's not enough, okay? Are you ready? You're gonna order 8, maybe 10 mascaras. What am I gonna pay these 4 extra mascaras with? That's why instead of taking $1,000 and reordering, you're reordering with 1,200. 1,200 wholesale will buy you 2,400 retail. So going back to my original store, I had 4,200 retail. I sold half, 2,000 of it almost, okay? Instead of just reordering 2,000 and getting me back up to where I was, I'm gonna order 2,400. That extra $400 worth of product is growing my store a little bit, so that every time I reorder, I'm getting extra things that I can tell I need until I have a full store. Once I have a full store, I'm gonna start splitting my money 50-50. There's no need for me to split it 40-60, okay? So this is really important, because when you're ordering off of your sales tickets, I order one of everything that I sell, and the second thing that I do is if I owe somebody a product because I just didn't have it, I order 2, one for her and one for my store, okay? So this is how you do your 40-60 split. The good news is you don't have to do this 40-60 split, because guess what does this for you? Your weekly accomplishment sheet does it for you. So there's nothing for you to do, which is so awesome. Now that's why we love this weekly accomplishment sheet. Let me show you the copy that I have here. Let me reach for it. The weekly accomplishment sheet tells you how much to pay yourself. So what you're gonna do is you write yourself a paycheck, you pay it from your Mary Kay checking account, and you deposit it into your personal account. Then you pay your initial loan from your Mary Kay checking account. What's left in the account is what you can use to place your product reorder, and it works out perfectly, okay? So this is how we grow our Mary Kay business and grow our store if we don't start with a full store. If you do start with a full store, it makes it so much easier. You just do 50-50 split right from the beginning. If you want to have one of everything, absolutely one of everything Mary Kay has, just so you have an idea, it's about 3,800 wholesale, okay? So just so you kind of get an idea of what a full store actually looks like. All right, let's talk about taxes. People are really like, Ari, how do I plan for my taxes? One of the things that came with your university packet are tax labels, and they're really cute, and they're in color. And I already started taking my tax labels off of my sheet, and the only thing you really need is an expandable file folder, something like this. And there's one label that's called expandable file folder contents for 2017. And you can see where I started putting my cute little labels already, right? So it has for shipping, home office expenses, and guess what I put in here? My receipt for Staples, because when I went to buy this expandable file folder, that's a tax write-off. And so now I know where to file it. It goes right in here, okay? Now, there are 3 columns here. Column 1 and column 2 you're going to use as a beauty consultant. Column 3, part-time or hobby consultant. Column 3 is for full-time consultants and Mary Kay sales directors. So we'll cover column 3 as you move up in leadership in your next course that you'll take. And so to fill in the blank here in our manual, your accountant will need accurate bookkeeping. And your accountant is going to create what's called a Schedule C. It reports income from your business and loss from your business. And that Schedule C gets attached to your normal typical 1040 form. So you don't need a corporate return or anything like that. Other than having the expandable file folder, one of the biggest tax deductions you can get as a Mary Kay business owner is your mileage. And I want to share with you this app called Mileage IQ. And Mileage IQ tracks your miles for you. And it's real simple. It runs kind of like in the background of your smartphone, and it tracks everywhere you start and stop. So it'll say, was that for business? If yes, swipe left. If no, swipe right. So all you do is swipe left and swipe right. Why is this such a big deal? Mileage deductions right now are approximately 57.5 cents per mile. That adds up a lot of deduction at the end of the year. What if you don't want to have Mileage IQ? It does have a temporary trial period that's free, but then you do have to pay for it. One of the simplest ways to track your mileage, and I did this for many, many years, is I know we have apps on our smartphones now that tell us how to get to places, but what I used to do is I would print the directions from my home to my customer's home, and then I'd file it away in my mileage log. And it literally had all the miles for absolutely every Mary Kay trip that I did, especially if I needed directions. So that's yet another way to keep it simple. You do want to create a tax filing system. One of the tips I'm going to give you is find a day of the week or a day of the month that you're going to file away your receipts, okay? So real simple, Sunday nights after my conference call with my Mary Kay sales director, I would typically file away all of my receipts into my expandable file folder, making that real easy. But easily once a month, you probably do your household bills. You could just tack on your Mary Kay business to it. It's not going to take you more than 30 minutes a month. And as we just covered, you have 30 hours a week, which is 120 hours a month. Okay, so you can do it, all right? Let's talk about organization. First thing I want to talk about is your Mary Kay sales tickets. This is a question I get real often. Ari, what are all these copies for? Well, if you read along, copy number 1 is actually the copy that lives inside of your expandable file folder in the very first pocket, okay? Now, copy number 2 is the copy that lives behind your customer's profile card, okay? So I like to keep receipts behind my customer's profile card. Copy number 3 is the one that the customer finally gets. This is the one. And copy number 4, I only use it if I owe a customer a product. So for example, I sold my customer a Time-Wise Miracle set with beige 5. At her party, everyone was beige 5. They were all cousins and related. Now I work with her, so I'm like, girl, I'm gonna bring you yours on Monday. Everybody else is gonna take theirs home today. And so I write down 1 miracle set, beige 5. I owe you the foundation. And I give her her miracle set, and I give her copy 3. Now on Monday, when I give her the foundation, I'll give her copy 4 and check off the IOU that I gave it to her. So you don't always use copy 4, okay? I do like for my sales tickets, besides copy 1, of course, that goes in my expandable file folder to live right behind the profile card, and I just staple them together, okay? So that keeps that real simple, okay? All right, so let's talk about, we did the sales tickets. I do want to talk about creating a few customers that are real to track your personal use products. People ask me, how do I keep track of my personal use products or products that I want to use for demo, okay? So I'm going to share with you guys how you keep track of this, keeping it real simple. And if you give me just one moment, I'm going to pull it up for you. So inside Mary Kay in Touch, there is an option for you to enter in all your customers into the My Customers section of Mary Kay in Touch. And inside of my customers, when you create your customers, you can create a customer and call it personal use, okay? And so when you create this customer called personal use, anytime you personally use something, you want to go ahead and write it down. Like today I took out a Serum C and an oil-free eye makeup remover. That's what OFEMR stands for. And I added it up, 55 and 15 is $70. And tax on $70 in Miami-Dade County at 7% is $4.90. I got a $35 discount on the product. So my total 70 minus, I forgot the minus sign there, 35 is 35 plus 490 is 39.90. What do I do with this receipt? I do enter it on InTouch underneath my customers. I create a customer. The customer's first name is personal and the customer's last name is use, and it tracks there. But I will not add this receipt to my weekly accomplishment sheet, okay? Very similar, I will do the same thing for my demo products. This summer, we have baked cheek colors and satin smoothie scrub and after sun gel and a clear proof charcoal mask and a time-wise lip repair primer, sorry. And I ordered one of each and I want to use those as demos at my parties. Well, here it is. I added up, there's the 50% off, the tax on the 117, and there's my total. So I create a customer whose first name is demo and whose last name is product, but I never add that to my weekly accomplishment sheet. What about products that are discontinued? Mary Kay at Play was recently discontinued. Anything still in my inventory, I write it off right here. It was 119 retail. Tax on that is $833 minus the 50% discount. My total is $67.83. I have a customer whose first name is discontinued and whose last name is product. And I enter them in there for the whole year. And so at the end of the year, it makes it real simple to do a calculation for personal use and demo products. And there is a section in your expandable file folder to put those receipts, okay? So that keeps that real easy. All right, how do we organize our customer profile cards? One of the things that you're gonna see is that you have the opportunity to organize your customer profile cards but not in alphabetical order, because guess what? You can organize them in alphabetical order on InTouch. That's really easy to do, okay? How do you organize them? You're gonna organize them by the month and the year, by the month and the year. And I wanna show you what that looks like real easy. I have my customer profile card box right here by month and by year. And so this is July of 2016, and you'll notice that these are paper clipped together. This is my hostess and all of her customers that came to that party, okay? Why do I keep these together? This is strategic. So we're gonna pretend one of my customers, Alina, calls me, okay? And she needs to reorder some of her products. So I go on InTouch and I see that she was June of 2016. So when I go into my June of 2016 and I find Alina and I see who she's clipped to, this is her best friend, her mom, her cousin, and her aunt. I'm gonna call them and follow up. Hey, how are you? I was just talking to Alina. She's out of some of her stuff. I'm gonna go by her house and deliver. Do you need anything? You see, these people all know each other by association. Let's pretend Alina had invited her coworkers. Hey, Alina just placed an order. I'm going by the office tomorrow. Is there anything you need? And so you're going to increase your sales, get more bang for your buck for the time invested, and reconnect with everyone from that party at the exact same time, giving you better customer service delivery to your customers, okay? So I love that. So I want to thank $1 Million Sales Director, Executive Senior Cadillac Sales Director, Christine Barreco, for teaching me that, Future National Sales Director. So if you ever need your customers in alphabetical order, you just print them off of Mary Kay InTouch, all right? So that's how I organize those. And then you want to have a Mary Kay inbox, and your Mary Kay inbox is phenomenal because your Mary Kay inbox allows you to just dump everything that you get the whole week long right into this inbox. And so you dump it in there, and then when do you file it? Guess when? During or after your director's call that she has for the week, okay? So I do want to share with you guys what the inbox looks like. I know you have it in your manual, but this inbox catches absolutely everything that you need throughout the week. You can put in there your applause magazine. You can put in there any mail that comes in from your sales director, lookbooks, unit newsletters, manuals, training. It's just a place for you to dump. And that way it creates a system, and then I just file it away, keeping it real simple. All right, so that's basically it. I do want you to take a minute. If you would just take a quick minute here and write down your 1 minute takeaway. What is your 1 minute takeaway from this class? What you heard that really stood out to you? What you heard that really made a difference? And I'm just gonna sit here quietly waiting for you to have some time alone for your 1 minute takeaway. All right, and I'm going to close with your challenge. So your challenge is, and I've been saying them throughout, is to complete your weekly plan sheet and send a copy to your Mary Kay sales director, put one on your fridge, and one gets into your date book. The second thing is I want you to pink out that date book. Pink it out so that your customers know when you're available when you sit down to book. Okay, so your weekly plan sheet. Pink out your date book. As always, fill out your weekly accomplishment sheet. The weekend's on Saturday, so you can submit your weekly accomplishment sheet to your sales director starting on Sunday, as long as she has it before your weekly success meeting. Don't forget to go to your weekly success meeting. It's so important. If you show up, you're gonna go up. That's the only way to really learn it and to be surrounded by positive and encouraging people. And a reminder from last week that I have forgotten to tell you to record your affirmation audio. Record your affirmation audio and send it to your Mary Kay sales director. Can't wait to talk to you next week. Make it a powerful pink and on purpose week. I love you. Bye.